Let's get into. Let's do our standard review. I'll get to something else that I did, but I'll plug that at the end. This week for our standard review, we went and saw the movie
Jason Bourne.
Jason Bourne.
Sorry, Matt Damon and Moby.
They're still playing that stupid Moby song from the original. Okay, so let's get into it. This is the fourth. Some would say the fifth.
This is the fifth in the Jason Bourne's,
this doesn't
whatever.
Some people don't count the one with Jeremy Renner.
Well, no, because it's terrible. Bourne Legacy is terrible.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
it's not terrible. Okay, anyways, let's talk about this movie. So this is the fourth one with Matt Damon
as Jason Bourne.
And in this movie, if you've seen the originals, which we're going to kind of inevitably spoil because when we talk about this, he's a spy who was part of a program. And
he's more of an assassin, more than
he's an assassin, and he works for the CIA, or he's operative or asset. They say asset a million times.
Say asset a lot.
Of the CIA, but they kind of brainwash him. And so at the beginning of the very first movie, The Bourne Identity, he's trying to find out.
He's got the amnesia. He's got the soap opera amnesia.
Exactly. Why do I know everyone's license?
Who am I? Who am I, damn it?
So at this point in the series, he has exposed some of
everything.
I remember everything. He has exposed portions of the programs that have been going on that have created like these quote unquote super assassins. And kind of we find him in this movie, kind of a loner.
Well, he's off the grid, David.
Yeah,
he doesn't want to be bothered. He knows what happens when he bothers the CIA. They kill his girlfriend.
Right.
That's what happens.
Always don't fall in love with anyone in these movies.
Yeah, don't fall in love. So he's just off the grid.
He's Bruce Banner.
He's punching people around the world, fighting around the world,
drinking
David.
and fighting around the world.
That's what Matt Damon's doing.
Dude, by the way, Matt Damon. Like, I don't know who this one.
It's the Mars potatoes, David.
Mars potatoes. No, dude's ripped. Like, I've never seen Matt Damon. Like, this is a kid from Good Will Hunting. What happened, man?
Yeah.
He's yoked out of his mind. Anyways, so Julia Stiles, is that her name?
Yeah, she's back.
She's back in this movie, which she has not done a movie, I want to say, in almost a decade.
Do you really know, David, Julia Stiles' filmography?
I don't, but she hasn't been in a... She was big. She was big for a while. I mean, she was like a big actress. She's kind of disappeared and kind of fell off the map. Now, she might be doing movies, but nothing in the quote-unquote mainstream, right? So she comes back. She plays Nikki Parsons, who she played in the original three, or the original three with Matt Damon in them. And she's kind of trying to...
I know about these secret programs. I'm going to reveal them to the world. They do tie in a lot of like public. I think they mentioned Snowden a couple times.
Yeah,
we've been hacked. This is not a spoiler, by the way.
It's on the trailer. Yeah.
Worse than Snowden.
And Bourne's there, and we got to go get him.
So a lot of the modern like surveillance stuff plays into this movie,
which is awesome. I actually, that's part of these spy movies. I enjoy more of like, what do we think the NSA has? Like, let's make up the craziest thing that they could have, and like, let's put it in the movie.
Yeah, we're gonna get into this other country's power grid and shut down this one place. Like, how do you do that?
Like, how do you do that? But then I go,
it makes it look convincing,
right? And then it's like they probably can't do that. Yeah, if like this podcast all of a sudden turns off, you know what happened. You know the truth.
We know too much, David.
Okay, then of course you have the classic Jason Bourne, realistic spy. They went. Before,
I remember everything, but I found out this one thing I didn't know, so now I gotta hunt the people.
Right.
It's okay, David.
It's the same movie.
It's the same movie.
Okay, let's do our standard review because I think
before we get into the bits,
remember, you had a new one, right? What is it?
Thumbs up? Down, bad, side, meh, up is good.
Okay, I'm still gonna go with up is very good. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Both to the side. Yeah, it's meh. It is not a great movie as far as even in these Bourne movies.
But the worst out of the four.
I don't think so.
What?
I don't think so. I think by the third one, or maybe it was the second one. I think it's the second one I didn't really enjoy.
Oh my God, Supremacy is like the best one.
You think so? I can't remember which one is it, but that's the problem. These movies run into each other it's always the same thing.
Well, first of all, David, I love these movies. These movies are so freaking awesome. Because it's like, you see a lot of these spy movies, the Bonds and all these
It's a reaction to the Bond movies.
But it's a more realistic take. When cars run into each other, they don't explode in a huge explosion. They just get into an accident. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
And the fight scenes are so brutal. Jason Bourne picking up whatever he can see. Oh, I got a magazine. Hit you in the head with that. Got a coffee tin. Gonna hit you with that.
Right.
So it's definitely more, what's the word? Visceral?
Visceral is the word.
And they got that shaky cam going, David.
Yeah. It's funny now because like that
should have filmed this on shaky cam.
It's part of like that It's part of the blood of that. You know what I mean? That's what makes those movies. But now it's like
people standing in a corridor talking about, where's the asset? And it's like they're just standing there, and it's like cameras all moving around.
Yeah, but I will say that there's a couple things I like that they brought Julia Stiles back, but I'm not a director, but I'm like, I think practice makes perfect, and she hasn't been practicing for a while. Some of her lines are
I agree,
are not delivered and she's trying to say something very important and very,
That's funny. I got the same exact.
And I was like,
I know exactly what you're talking about.
I'm like, ooh, like that sounded like a line that you like. Line? What was it again? What am I supposed to say to Jason? Oh, okay. But it's just like it feels forced, and she did a fine job. I think she was good in it, but it's just some of her lines were delivered in a way that felt like, ooh, you haven't done this in a while.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you.
The problem that I have with it's the same problem I have with a lot of Hulk stories and it's kind of the same way here. The reason I said he's Bruce Banner is because he constantly wants to walk away from the problems.
That's funny because I at the end of the movie, at the end of the climactic third act, there's a fight scene. No surprise there.
Yeah, of course. There's a car chase scene and there's a fight scene in this movie.
Yeah, which is the staple of every single one of these movies.
Exactly.
But it reminds me of Family Guy when the chicken.
Yeah,
and they fight, and after every single fight, he walks away in the sunset. Dun, 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 the music and then suddenly the chicken opens his eyes. It's like the same thing. He's fighting the CIA, fighting the bad people, and at the end, there's another guy.
Right,
of course. There's another fight.
Yeah, of course. It's but it's definitely a reaction to all of the Bond, and this is why I think I don't enjoy these movies as much, is because Bond has turned into more of the realistic, actual visceral fight scenes.
Did you see Spectre?
I didn't see Spectre.
Okay.
But I'm saying I'm talking about Casino Royale. What was the other one? The one with the gas. Quantum of Solace. Those feel Skyfall was great. But those there was a kind of a turn back to, hey, we need to make these more realistic. And so Bourne was always a reaction to the invisible car. Like, let's be honest. That was it, right? When they did the invisible car, everyone went, okay, done. All right, this is stupid. The Bond invisible car and Die
Another Day, I think, with Halle Berry.
That's my point. So it was refreshing. But now it's like, we've done this. And what I wanted them to do, and there is a underlying theme of this movie, and I thought they were going to go with it, and they sort of did, and this isn't spoiling anything. It's this idea of national security versus the privacy rights of people in the widespread of the internet.
Right.
And there's a couple lines in the trailer that they even talk about, like, it's this idea of like, if you want to make the internet bigger and better and wider and have more freedom among it. Well, we have to protect our citizens as the CIA or the NSA. And that's hard to do. Like, and I thought they were going to go that route because I'm like, that's interesting. It's like, hey, Google, Facebook, any kind of company that is all about, stopping, the
Apple, obviously.
Yeah, Apple, net neutrality, that whole argument there, about, hey, we still have to do our jobs. And when you make it not just people and you make it, internet IP sources that we have to work to protect, it's harder for us to do our job.
Right.
But then, of course, there's always that one that's like, well, what are you doing why are you mining all this data? And it's like, you know what I mean? So that's what I was hoping that the movie was going to be more about, and it has a little bit of that, but it's mostly about Jason Bourne fighting people around the world.
Yeah, it's good. They have a nice the last car chase season in Vegas, baby, woo!
Yeah, so we enjoyed that.
Of course, yeah, it's cool to see
some continuity.
A SWAT. Yeah, it's like Bally's is next to the Riviera. What are you talking about?
Yeah, only Vegas people would do
that.
I think it would take you a lot. Well, first of all, why is there no traffic?
People first it was like no traffic, and then the truck, again, and this is the trailer, runs through those cars. I'm like, okay, that's... By the way, that's a normal day on the strip traffic.
I was like,
there's accidents everywhere on the strip.
It's the whole time I'm watching it, like, it seems like the cars are getting up to like 80 miles per hour. I'm like, have you ever driven on this strip? Like, you can never get up to 80 miles per hour.
Well, it's funny because they had this was announced obviously when they were filming there and they wanted extras and stuff. And I watched the footage after, like, of the live footage of them filming. It was kind of cool to see.
Yeah,
everything's going really slow.
Of course, right.
Like the traffic going really slow, and the Charger's like weaving in and out. Of course, the shaky cam makes it everything.
Of course, and you just put in the
yeah, but it's nice to use a hotel we're about to explode by running a SWAT truck through it, right?
Yeah,
it was
we're
gonna blow up the Riviera anyway.
Drive a truck through it. Who cares?
Yeah, who cares?
But like I said, if you enjoy the spy genre, it's always a good time. It's a good romp. I think Matt Damon's great. He should do more.
By the way, he had like no lines in this movie.
That's what I was saying.
And they broke it down to how much he got for this movie and then how much per line. I think it's the most in any actor in a long time.
Oh, Arnold's got to touch him. Terminator 2, he said like 4 words.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
No, but I mean, he made A lot of money. Terminator 2.
But that kind of thing, like he didn't
inflation.
have a lot of
if you did inflation, I bet it'd be pretty close.
But I was thinking about that during the movie because most of these kind of movies are like they're talking to themselves, like providing exposition to the
we
audience.
don't do that anymore, though.
Oh, that's definitely there.
You think so?
Yeah,
I don't see that in movies
this,
as much.
And like, because this is a more rooted in realism movie, Jason Bourne is just opening up a cabinet, looking at the things, figuring it all out, and it leaves it to the audience to figure out what's going on, and I like that.
I like that, but sometimes it feels a little forced. Like he'll look at like a book, and it's like, go to Berlin. It's like,
oh, I'm gonna go to Berlin.
right. It's like,
but like, and I like that's not on the nose. But honestly, this movie compared to the other three, not talking about Renner, screw you, Legacy.
I like that one. I like Jeremy Renner, so maybe that's just me.
Oh, yeah, you do. But
Hawkeye, bro. He's a normal guy.
But this more seems like, obviously we said that the story is really similar, but this is more the story, but it's more for mainstream kind of thing. It's like they're selling Bourne to a newer audience. Because like I said, Ultimatum, it's been how many years?
It's been a while since that other one came out.
Yeah, definitely been a while. So it's more mainstream. That's why I think it's the worst out of the four. It's more.
It feels like the
very predictable. By the way,
the twist that you know were going to happen.
Yeah, there was like one twist. I was like, oh, that's interesting, but most of it, no, it's just real on the nose.
They don't twist the knife enough on the particular.
Yeah, they used to,
on the particular like the bad guy being the bad guy. Like they don't go far enough. Like I want Bourne to like be mad. Like don't get Bourne mad. You know what I mean? Like in this, it feels
and of course they leave it open for sequels.
Of course,
and there's going to be probably
like every
sequels.
movie now does that. It's not as on the nose as far as the like, hey, we're gonna hear what happens, like to be continued.
That was the end part is pretty cool though. It's like
the end. It's fun. It's a good spy movie. It's not one of the best even in the genre of Bourne.
Yeah,
but
if you like all the other movies, go watch this. You know, it's a good movie. It's fine.
It's fine. I think actually for me
better than
what?
Ever Superman.
Stop it. That should not be our...
Check that box for this week.
Stop it. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, go check it out, guys.
All right.
Oh, hold on, my notes.
What else you got?
I say here? I got Dat Shaky Cam.
Dat Shaky Cam, yeah.
For more sequels.
Yeah.
Oh, isn't broke, don't fix it.
And I think that's what
Does it really work this year?
I think that's really what happens is it's just... They know what audiences like, and they do that. They do a great car chase scene. They do an awesome fight scene that feels...
good fight scenes, yeah.
And then... That's it. And they show some cool NSA enemy of the state stuff.
People in front of computer screens.
Where's the asset? Anyways.
Go check it out.
Okay. We've been doing this for a couple episodes. It's called Good Old Stuff, where we go and take a look at a classic movie that maybe isn't...
Movie, video game, something
like that hasn't gotten a lot of attention. At least something that hasn't been something in our minds. Right. And we go back, we watch it, and we talk
maybe
about
something we've never seen before.
Yeah. Now
we should have seen.
Yeah, and we're going to spoil this. So if you have not seen it, you should go see it and then come back and listen to this. Or if you don't care...
David, what did we see?
We saw Big Trouble in Little China.